Hello and welcome to the last class of the Hippy Shorts series. Woo-hoo. I hope you've enjoyed this series. We've got one more class for you, and this class is a great preparatory class for getting into lotus pose, if that's of interest to you, which it is to some people. It's one of those kind of um, poses that people strive for as yogis. Um, We're going to start this class with your legs straight out in front of you in Dandasana. This would be not a bad class to do, at least starting with your back against the wall, just for some support. Going to begin by drawing your right leg in and take your right leg in the crook of your left arm and then wrap your right arm around your right knee and just rock the baby. What's that? Alternatives to this? You can just take it more loose. Good question. Are you planning on branching out away from Yoga 101, Mr. West? So, not in 2014. You never know what's going to happen when you move to BC. And then you're going to take your right foot and cross it all the way over your left quad. And from here, you want to be really cautious of your right knee joint. And the action is happening in your top of your leg bone. So you want to feel this in your hip joint, not your knee joint. And if your hip joint isn't ready for it, it will go to your next weakest joint, your knee joint. So keep in mind that this is a hip joint action, not something for your knee. So what you're doing here is you're drawing your knee up and then you're pressing it away to get some opening here in your hip joint. So just be cautious. If you feel something in your knee, you're going too far. So inhale up, exhale open. That grinding noise is my sit bone. Oh, I need to move or something. This is not a wear down your sit bone exercise. Okay, now take your right leg and cross it all the way over your left leg for Matsyendrasana. Wrap your left arm around your right leg and turn towards it for a twist. And then you can either leave your bottom left leg straight and long here, or you can bend your bottom left leg in. It just depends on whether you can keep your right foot on the ground and your right buttocks on the ground. And then come back to the center. You're going to let both your legs back out again so you come into Dandasana again. And my right hip joint's feeling nice and warm, which is great. I'm going to draw my left leg in and place my left foot in the crook of my right elbow, wrap my left elbow around my left knee, and then rock the baby. And then cross your left foot all the way over your right quad and inhale up. Exhale, open. So all, remember everything I said on the other side about your knee, caution about your knee. Same sit bone grinding on this side. Maybe you need to sit on a blanket for this. Okay, cross your left foot all the way over your right leg. Place your left foot on the ground and then wrap your right arm around your left leg. Turn towards it for a twist. Okay, now you can either keep your right leg straight here, or you can bend your right leg in, and as long as your whole left foot and your whole left buttock stay on the ground, you can keep your right leg bent. Wrap your right arm around your left leg. Twist again. So hopefully now that you feel a little bit more in your left hip here. And then come back to the center, and you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, your heels close to your groin. And from here you inhale, lift your knees, exhale and open your knees. Inhale, lift your knees, exhale and open your knees. So this is called butterfly. And here, to support your SI joints, I'll actually get Tim to pass me my blocks. So place 2 blocks. Regardless of how open your hips are, don't throw those, they're so heavy. Okay. Make sure you put blocks under to support your SI joints. Otherwise, you're hanging on the hinges of your SI joints, and that's just gonna cause laxity in the SI joints, which you don't want. Trust me. Watch the SI joint video on the membership site and you'll know why. Okay, you're going to lift up through your pelvic floor. That again will create more support for your SI joint here. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward through your hips for bound angle pose. So just really good to support the ligaments here of your SI joints by providing that extra support with the blocks and with your pelvic floor lift. And if you want more on that, definitely watch the SI joint video on the membership site as well. And then we're going to shift this whole thing forward. So I'm going to just move your feet forward so you have a diamond shape now. So you're coming into tortoise pose. And then come on up, and we're going to, since I said it was lotus prep, I really hadn't thought about doing this, but it is lotus prep. So we'll just check out lotus, full lotus or half lotus. You're going to come into cross-legged, you can take one foot up and maybe the other. So yeah, it works. Now, I'm not a really good example of this because I just was lucky enough that the first day I came into a yoga class, my hips were actually open enough. I was just born this way. My hips were open enough to do it. So check it out and see if your hips were more open to be able to do this. Also, the other thing about lotus pose is it requires flexibility in your ankles as well, in your feet. So I noticed that my ankles were a little tight, and we didn't do any sort of foot prep for that. We did a lot of hip prep. So I just thought that was, I decided to name it that because we did a lot of the poses in here that you would do to prepare your hips for lotus pose. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Hippy Shorts, the lotus prep class, as well as the whole series. Make sure you leave your comments on the membership site, and I look forward to hearing your feedback on it. And do take a guided Shavasana from Lisa Doring now in the multi-day series section. And namaste.